Hey guys, it's Sign here with HobbiesofaMan. Once again, and today we're doing another comic book issue review. Today we're going to be looking at Witchblade number 4. It's been a while. I think Witchblade number 5 is about to come out, but it is what it is. I've had a rough couple weeks, so hopefully we're back on the train now. So yeah, this opens up with this place called The Keep, which is a hidden magical room that can be accessed via the sickle key that Nottingham shows to Sarah, and he brought Sarah with him to train. After the end of the last issue where they have to fight, she finally learns what he was doing. It turns out that he's trying to connect with her in order to train her, in order for her to become better, right? Then he judges her. He tells her that she's not a hero, that she enjoys the death that she causes, but she's trying to use the excuse of heroism to erase her guilt for enjoying this, right? And so this is kind of plays into the fact that the Witchblade isn't really like a good thing, but it's also not particularly like a bad thing. It's just kind of like, you know, it exists in the same way that like animals exist, right? Is an animal evil for eating another one? You know, it's sort of idea, right? But it really pushes her beyond her capabilities as a human. Like she can't fight back against it quite well, but she also kind of has to. It's a really interesting kind of concept here that is being played with. And throughout the whole thing, Sarah is constantly telling us that Ian is hot and powerful, and that she really likes interacting with him, even though she probably shouldn't, that there is danger to this man, but it is what it is. We get introduced to these things called the creosote ghouls, who are basically just zombies, but they have a special name for them. I'm not really sure if this was in the original Witchblade. I'm sure it was, but I've not read enough of the original Witchblade to know that. I've read literally like the first 3 or 4 issues, and so this is new to me, but it's pretty cool. It's nice to know that she has you know, generic evil goons that she can fight with, fight against, and so it's pretty meaningful, because this is good stuff for superhero comics, right? Although maybe you could argue Witchblade isn't a superhero comic, but I think it still falls in that kind of genre, right? And Sarah pulls away from the people that she was with, her support group basically, and she starts to stick to Nottingham more and more because, well, he actually has answers to the questions that she wants to ask, right? And so she enjoys her training with him, and she wants Ian to be with her, right? To have some sort of relationship, I guess. Maybe it could just be sexual, but it seems like she wants more than that, right? But she knows that she can't trust him, that he is a dangerous individual. And this constantly plays throughout the whole issue, right? One day, Sarah and the Witchblade sense something across the city, and so they chase it, but it manages to escape them. And they have this feeling that feels like a different animal. It has feelings of lion and wolf and crocodile, and she knows that it's danger. Now, I'm not really sure what this refers to. I think it's the darkness, because that is what we are shown. But I did not know that darkness was associated with these, like, you know, creatures, right? These animals. And if that is the case, does the Witchblade have an association with certain animals as well, right? There's a lot of spider symbolism going on due to, like, probably the association of a black widow, right? And so I assume that the Witchblade has some sort of spider vibe to it, if we're going with that sort of thing here. It's not really all that important, but as she sees and feels this danger, this lion, this wolf, this crocodile, she also has a vision. And Sarah and Ian are fighting the darkness, which looks awesome. I really, really love it. It has a lot of eldritch horror vibes to it that I really enjoy. And then eventually Sarah is seduced by Ian. Finally, yeah, we saw it coming from the beginning of the issue, and it works out in Ian's favor, sort of, because at the end we see that Ian and Kenneth Irons talk. And we see that Sarah is being manipulated, potentially. It's kind of unclear if Ian is actually doing that, or if he's just taking advantage of the fact that by being with her, it looks like he's manipulating her, right? And the other relics wake. I'm guessing that's supposed to be the darkness and the Magdalene, right? And stuff like that, but I don't know too much about the lore, right? So I'm not really sure. And these relics are waking, and they're finding hosts, and Ian is supposed to keep Sarah distracted so that she doesn't gain enough power to combat them, I guess, is what the point is, right? And that's where this issue ends, with Kenneth calling Ian his dog, which is pretty standard, I think. for the relationship between these characters, and the story ends there. And the artwork continues to be amazing. There's a lot of narrative in this one, which I really like. It's pushing the story forward, which I think issue 2 and 3 didn't really do that much. So I'm enjoying this. But I actually want to see the characters grow and develop and be individuals soon, because I think mostly we've been doing a lot of narration and a lot of setting up and a lot of explaining what the Witchblade is making Sarah feel, but we don't really know what Sarah feels herself, right? And it's kind of unclear there what the difference might be, right, to you listening to me. But what I'm saying is, I want to know Sarah, not the Witchblade through Sarah, if that makes sense. And I think that that is coming, but we've mostly stayed in a lot of telling, a lot of telling and not enough showing, if that makes sense. And so I'm hoping that we get a little bit more character work coming up. But I'm really excited for more. I think that Bennett and Cafaro are doing an amazing job here, and of course Priyanto and Pateri helped them along with that process. So I'm really happy with everyone that's working on this. I'm really enjoying this. I love that there's a lot of extras to the end of the book. We still get to see how some of the stuff is being created, how some of these covers and some of the double-page spreads or two-page spreads, double-page spreads, whatever you want to call them, are created. And so I really appreciate that. I hope that when this is published into a trade, that gets added in, and when it gets a collected edition, like a fancy one, like a deluxe, we get even more of that stuff, because I think that that's really the cool stuff about some of these comic books. Sometimes it's like knowing the process behind them, not just enjoying the story, right? And I think I am really enjoying this story, so I want to see more of it, right? So yeah, those are my thoughts here on this issue. Let me know what you thought down below. Thank you guys very much for watching, and see you guys later.